Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Scream Fortress workshop map video, and we will be looking at some more of the workshop maps that have come out for the update, and hopefully they get in, but let's get right into it with the first one being Crypt. Okay, so first off, this Crypt is a player, or not a player, a robot destruction map. And in it you have to collect these souls by killing the cultist. And once you do that, the first team to collect the most souls from the cultist win the game. Now beware of some of the cultists, because the higher level ones cast spells to defend themselves and can make it harder for you to in turn get souls, because it will make it so that you cannot deal as much damage. Okay, on to the next one. Next up, we have Spineyard, which is a payload map set in the Italian coast from what it seems like. And this map is actually very cool because they added mafia skeletons, kind of like that Rattle 'em Boys meme that they have out there. And it's funny, but they are OP as crap. I was playing around with some bots on this map, and it's kind of they deal way too much damage at this point. They'll take you out. Like, I was just using sniper with Huntsman, and they were doing way too much damage. As soon as they spawn in, and I'm not paying attention, I'm dead. I am dead. But honestly, this map, I really would like to see this in the game this Halloween. It would probably be in my top 10 most wanted maps for Scream Fortress this year. Be on the lookout for that video, as I will be making that in the next couple weeks. But yeah. On to the...
Hey, you know what they say, Bugsy Jackson. Every bad guy's got a few skeletons in their closet. Rattle 'em, boys!
Next up, we have what's called Perks, which is an arena map where before you go into the match, your team gets to choose what are called perks. And those perks give you different buffs when you're in the middle of a match. So there's one that's called Second Chance. When you die for the first time, revive with reduced max health. And then there's Haunting. When you die, the killer is marked for death for 6 seconds. Then there's Bloodlust, which when you kill someone, you gain 1.5 seconds of mini crits. And then there's also Honorable Combat, which you basically have your melee weapon deals 2 times damage. Precision, you gain 40% spread and 40% projectile speed. And then Trigger Finger, you gain plus 10% reload firing and switch speed. Gravedigger, when you die, you summon a friendly skeleton. It's kind of the norm for Halloween stuff. Ammo Reserve, you gain plus 50% clip size and regenerating ammo and metal. That's just a couple of them, just to name a few. But yeah, other than that, the map looks pretty sick. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, Brew Blast, which is an arena and a reskin of Off Blast. And between the potions and elixirs, you'll probably like this map. On top of the fact that when you die, it's just like Graveyard, where you can become a little ghost and help your team out, which is really cool. I love that about the Graveyard map, because it's so unique and it actually makes it fun. And instead of just sitting there and waiting for the next round, you can help out by doing stuff like that. Also, if you take a look around, there's a lot of pipes that are transporting different potion and elixir and brews throughout the map. and they did really good with the custom textures for those. I really liked that, and that's I'm all about aesthetic. I I don't usually take a look at gameplay. I like the way things look. But enough on this map. I love it. I hope I see it. But next to the next map we go. Next up on the list we have Slime, King of the Hill, which is a Halloween reskin of Brine, which is also on the workshop. Didn't make it in summer update, but really good map. The special thing about the reskin is it adds the salmon. Salmon will start popping up out of the water, and they're out for blood, and they have the ability to slime you, and yeah, they're really cool. And other than that, we also have the bird, which was one of the special things about Brine, is now zombified. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still the fact that they went through and zombified the bird. But yeah, and there's also barnacle bombs that will slime you. This map honestly is gotten 100% for me. I want it in the Screen Fortress update. But up next we have Pennsylvania, and with this map there's a couple custom cool things added to the game if this were to get in. So outside of having a really cool aesthetic to the map and a Dracula type feel, on top of the fact Dracula is in this map technically, there is a vampiric twist to the map where once you come out of the underworld, you have a vampire power-up, which will affect you for a few seconds, and it's just unique. I'd like to see it. On top of the fact, since this is a player destruction map, you would collect blood bags to give to Dracula, and on top of all of that, they went and put in the custom work on a custom skybox to give it a blood moon. Other than that, great map. On to the next one. Next up, we have Dust Devil, which is a reskin of Dust Bowl, which is an attack and defense map. And with this map, which is really cool compared to the long-time workshop favorite of Dust Bowl event, they did a lot to change the look and not just give it the base Halloween textures and stuff. And I like this. I honestly like this one better than Dust Bowl event. But they used Bonesaw textures. You know how much I love Bonesaw. And the way that it works is with each section, as you're going through, it gets more hellish and more demonic as you go through. Buildings start burning to the ground, stuff like that. On top of the fact that they add a unique, this would be unique to only this map. We have dust storms that kick off every now and then when you're on the point and make it visually hard to see. So like snipers would have a very hard time with trying to get headshots and body shots on this map. And there's a couple new routes that they even added to this map to make it so that it's not hard to move around. And they try to fix all the problems that are with original Dust Bowl to make this map actually playable. I love this map and I want to see it in the game super bad. Other than that, there's not much else to say because there's so much. Makes no sense. But on to the next one. Next up we have Kodama, which is a player destruction map and is actually Suijin event. Now, this map honestly does a lot for visuals, but Um, it it's a really good map. I like it. Um, hard to get behind with player destruction, which I love player destruction, but it seems like now it's a lot of since stuff like Cursed Cove, where um those maps started getting popular. Seems like now they're just changing existing maps into player destruction maps. I like the change of gameplay from Siege and King of the Hill, but it seems like there's a lot more player destruction maps this season. Other than that, I do like the custom texture work they did. They did a good job, but yeah, nothing against this map, but on to the next one.
Objection! Now!
Hey, where did you come from, and why is there Ace Attorney music playing?
Your statement about this map simply has no basis in fact. As long as people have fun, that's what matters. The player destruction has been a staple of Scream Fortress for years.
At the same time, if it gets overdone, I don't feel like that's right. Like, come on.
You make me laugh. The evidence you bring to your defense sounds so off, makes no sense. You make me laugh. The evidence you bring to your defense makes no sense. It makes your opinion on this map even more invalid.
And
so that makes you and what you have to say not matter. The community and their maps are what have kept this game alive. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have maps like Cursed Cove, Monster Bash, or Selbion.
fine, I see what you mean. This map is really good. I'm sorry. You were right.
Well, I reckon that's that.
Next up we have Holy Hell, a control point map which is a reimagining of CP Badlands, and this map takes it out of the park, out of the state, out of the continent, with the flippin' work they did on the flippin' skybox. What the holy hell? They separated into two separate skyboxes and made one side hell and one side like heavenly. And it's like, what the heck? This looks so good. On top of that, there's unique spell textures for the spell books depending on which side of them you are on. It is so good. Next up, we have Hell of a Man versus Saxton Hale. And the story behind this is, well, Saxton Hale, he killed all the Yetis, and then he wanted to go after the devil himself. Killed the devil, and now he's the devil himself. A bit of craziness, you know how Saxton Hale is. But this map is cool. It looks good, in my opinion. And the entrance of Saxton Hale on this map is actually cool. It just blows out of a volcano.